going on? It's Monday, and this is Con Zero, and I'm Mike from the beach. We're at the beach today. Oh, still waiting for YouTube to try to fucking knock me on this music. Try to tell me that somebody owns this music. Every time I use music, they tell me it's owned by somebody, even though it's not. Except for one, which was definitely owned by somebody, and they made a copyright claim on it. And the claim they made on it, it wasn't. Not only was it not the band, but it wasn't the song, but it wasn't even the band. And when I argued it with them, I said, no, if you want, you can listen. The song is, this song by this, artist, and they don't care. They said, nope, it's still our song. Give us money. I said, all right, fuck you. I'll delete the video. And I just deleted the video because that's a scam these people are pulling, right? It's a scam they pull. They claim copyright to stuff that isn't even theirs, and you can't argue it anywhere. And YouTube doesn't know any different. It's so stupid. It's so stupid. It's just for a way for record companies to try to make up on losses because they don't make money like they used to anymore. So it's so stupid. Anywho, my music, if you guys are interested, was actually made by my friend Jason Schmidt, who owns a recording studio, probably one of the best boutique recording studios in the state of Florida, especially as far as metal's concerned. There isn't anybody better than I know of, and not in Florida. He has, bar none, the best metal studio you ever find. That's Redline Studios there in Florida, and he just, man, he made these bumpers for me in like 2 seconds, and he's made a couple other ones for me that I haven't used yet for stuff. But he's like, hey, yeah, he made for me, dropped them by, and I listened to them. They were amazing. So I just said, okay, yeah, I'll put them in. Thanks so much, man. And I'd recorded albums there before in the past with him. I recorded one of the first albums that I did once I got back. And once his studio got open, I think I was probably one of the first punk bands to get recorded in there. And it was really cool. It was awesome. He did a good job. The album turned out amazing. So no complaints, but I've heard a lot of stuff that he's pumped out of there, and with some pretty impressive projects that he's worked on. And dude, it's just so good. He makes these bands sound so good. It's ridiculous. So if you have a band and you hear this and you're interested, just look up Redline Studios. You can find it on Facebook, I know for sure, but I'm sure you can find it other places too. There's all kinds of shit out there floating around. But again, it's a boutique studio, so it's not like a big commercial studio where you got to book time. I know you do that in commercial studios as well, but it's just, I don't know. When I say boutique versus commercial studio, anybody can walk in the door and book block, right? But those are commercial studios. You got cheddar, they'll do you. With a boutique studio, a lot of times he wants to hear the project first and get a grasp of what you guys are doing and how you sound and stuff like that. Because, anybody that's been in this, that was in music at all, knows that, playability is a really, really, really important, if not the most important thing when you're going to record. Because he can make you sound good, but he can't make you good musicians. He's not that good. He can make you sound like good musicians, but he can't make you actually be physically good musicians. And he can't actually make you play well together or consistently or, there's a million other things that go into what playability is. But, he likes to hear that out a little because it helps him kind of gauge what's going to happen with the project as it moves on or whatnot. And, Jason, I worked for the guy for a long time doing live sound. I've worked in his studios before, and he's been my friend for 25 years. We've played a ton of shows together, and people might say, well, I think you're biased. You push the studio because you're his friend and stuff like that. No, I push the studio because it's good. Trust me, I got lots of friends, some that have studios also besides him. I got friends that do all kinds of other things. I don't push them. If I make a recommendation of something It's because I know that if I make a recommendation on something, these guys will live up to the hype that I put forward on it. You know, and they don't even have to live up to it. They just are what I say they are. So take that as you will. Like I said, you got any music stuff you want done, check him out, especially if you're in Florida or traveling through. He's got really good deals on doing like demos for bands, and he'll work with you. You know, he doesn't care. If you're one guy, you come in there, you have a decent project and you're one guy, and he can see, you know, because he's got a good vision for this stuff. You know, he can see that what's happening there is a unique project or something good or something he can work with, man. He'll hook you up. You know what I mean? He's not some dude that's like, you know, out of touch. He's a blue collar dude when it comes to music and stuff like that. So he's really good to people. Anyways, enough about him and singing his praise. I don't know. Hang on a second. Jason, was that enough to pay for the bumpers? Did I put in enough stuff out there? Will you not whip me again, please? Okay. You're the best. Thanks, Jason. Don't whip me again, please. I'll never not mention your studio again. I promise. He's probably going to watch this and be like, you fucking dickhead. Anyways, I didn't come here today to talk about Jason. Although I would. If somebody has questions, hit me up in the comments about his studio or anything else. I'll answer questions for you. I don't care. Dating in your 40s. That's why we're at the beach. Let me tell you what kind of a fucking nightmare this is. All right. If you're a single mom or a single dad and you haven't been involved in the dating scene for a while because you're just trying to raise your kids and go to work and provide, and now your kids are getting a little older and you're starting to free up a little more time, and they're, you know, you're seeing a little more availability in your future maybe to step back into the world of dating, or you have a little more time available for you for dating. Boy, if you haven't been in it for a while, I got a surprise for you. And I really mean that. I got a big surprise for you, because it's just simply not done, you know, the way it used to be done. God, see that sunshine? Look at that. On my forehead. And that's why I wear my sunglasses sometimes. At this time of day, I get a beam of light through that window that, man, you knock your eyesight right out. Done. Blow your eyes out. But dating, man, holy crap. Like when you go, so I signed up for Plenty of Fish, right? Because I'm going to start off free and just check out the landscape. They should call this fucking website Plenty of Pigs. All right? Plenty of Fish is a little too fucking generous, in my opinion. All right, they're like, oh, there's plenty of fish in the sea. No, not there. I didn't see any fish. I saw a lot of fucking split hooves. I mean, and listen, straight up, I've dated out of my range my entire life. The women that I've dated, I've been so fortunate with. Some of them have been some of the most beautiful women I've ever seen in my life. But besides that, I mean, just I scored all the way around. They were always very intelligent, always very funny. They got the jokes. You know, I never had like a disloyal woman. You know what I mean? I've never had somebody that I had to constantly keep an eye on because they were just too thirsty for words, you know, and or anything crazy like that. Nothing. I've never had to really deal with anything like that. I've always had very, very smart, funny, sexy, intelligent women. And I've been fortunate in that way, and I'll be forever thankful. And I've always kept or tried to keep my relationships with them in a good place, even when things ended badly. You know, I know for a fact that I broke someone's heart one time, and I've never let myself forgiven myself for that, because when your heart getting broken it's horrible. If you've ever had your heart broken, it's fucking horrible. And I hurt somebody like that one time, and I never forgave myself for it. You know what I mean? So I try to treat everybody really well, especially after relationships are over. You're going to go through the tumultuous times, and it'll be rough, and you'll argue and, you know, fight. You might scream and yell at each other. You might say things that are absolutely fucking horrible to each other. But I always try to get around that corner and come back and say, listen, you know, whatever it was. Times were tough. There's emotions involved or whatever. And let's move forward and just try to be friends. We shared a lot together at one point in time. The one thing you will know in this life, especially as you get older, is that Even the people that you thought were your great friends, you can't depend on them. And you can't depend on you can't depend on any one sole person for any kind of happiness in this world. You have to be able to find happiness in the ether of what this is, right? Friends, families, relationships, they all add to that, and they are a net benefit, but they also can create other problems too. So you have to be mindful of that whenever you're involving someone in your life. But in the end, you will only have very, very few people that made that whole journey with you, if at all, any, So, be mindful of that. When you've shared so much with a person that you can say that you love them, if there's room for you guys to be amicable, be amicable. It's the adult thing to do. You may need that person. They may need you one day. You could save their life. They could save yours. You never know. You never know. And why shut a door when you don't have to? You know what I mean? Why do that to yourself? So keep that in mind. But as we start to look at this fucking plenty of pigs, oink oink, and I don't mean that by fat girls. I mean, these women are pigs as in like the old thing, like men are pigs. Like, no, women are pigs. I'm sorry, they are. And in this case, they are demonstrably pigs. I want to shake these women and be like, you understand that Chris Hemsworth isn't going to fall out of a fucking tree for you, right? Like, that's not who you're going to end up dating. You're not going to date a Chris Hemsworth. You sound thirsty. And then there's the ones that have made the mistake of, go, oh, look at that guy. He's good looking. He's nice. He's treating me special. He's sending me emails and blah, 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 blah. And then she hooks up with him and, maybe 2 or 3 times. And then he dips and disappears all the time. And she can't figure out why. And then she finally realizes, oh, maybe it's because, I don't know, he's married or has a relationship. And then they're like, all men are scum. No, you're dumb. Yes, he shouldn't have been like that, but you're dumb. You really think that this dude wants you? You're 4'11". You weigh 220 pounds. You have 4 children from 3 different men, a shit job. You don't live in a good place. Why would some guy that's of caliber want you in his life as a permanent staple? You cannot stabilize yourself. Why would he want to add you to the fray? And the fact of the matter is that when you're good looking, you got more options, period. I didn't make the rules up. I don't fit into that category, so it's not like I'm vouching for myself. I'm just saying when you're a good-looking individual, you have more options. You don't have to settle for things. And whether is that fair or not, I don't know, but no one said life was going to be fair, so get the fuck over it. But you see these women, man, they're like, oh, I want a guy, that works out and has a good job and dresses well and blah, blah. And it's like, dude, you should settle for just a guy that's a decent human being. Let's start there. Huh? Just a guy that's a good person. Character does mean a lot. It's not just a word to describe somebody in a Disney movie, There's a lot to it. But I'm freaking sick and tired of walking into the fucking cantina in Star Wars. I look around and I see all these fucking mutants. I'm like, oh, God, Jesus Christ. Who the fuck wants to date here? It's horrible. It's horrible. I'm going to tell you guys a story. First, I want to show you something real quick. Let's see if I can pull it up. I don't even know if it's going to let me pull it up. That's not it. Yes. Yes, Quinn. Here, check this out. This is so funny. This is eHarmony's page. Look at that broad. Look at this guy. Handsome devil. eHarmony has you believe that you'll meet people that look like these two if you go online there. Let me tell you something. If you're that fucking dumb, right? If you think that first of all, this girl right here, she's so goddamn good looking that she's got to beat men and women off before she comes home. I shouldn't say beat men off. With a stick. And women. Guarantee you. This broad's fucking, she's a 9. I mean, she's not smoking hot, but she is way above average. And look at this handsome fella with his dimples and his great teeth. Perfect color caramel for you lovers of the caramel. Man, look at him. This fucking guy's extraordinarily good looking. Do you really think you got to shave the pussy off that guy to get him out of a place? Are you kidding me? You kidding me? And let me tell you what, if he's, if he's a, mezzo froccio, the dudes are chasing him around too. All right? That's not who you're going to meet on eHarmony. I'm telling you this. I'm warning you. That's not who you're going to meet. Here's the other one that I found. This is, I don't even know what's going on in some of these pictures. That's just the page. This is just the opening. Every time I see him smile, I'm like, God, this guy was like, Mom, guess what? I finally landed a role. Oh yeah, what's your wife think? Oh, she loves it. Your wife, the supermodel, what does she think? Oh, well, I'm on an eHarmony dating site app page. Oh my goodness. Oh. She's like, oh, I'm doing Playboy next week. He. Fuck me. Right? You're not meeting that. You're not meeting him, ladies and gentlemen. You are not meeting her. Not on eHarmony. And if you do, let me tell you what. Those two, they're meeting each other on eHarmony. They ain't fucking looking for you. You know what I'm saying? They ain't looking for you at all. Look at this. Watch this one. I don't even know what's going on here. What is that? It's some kind of throuple. It's a lesbians making out sitting on a pie. I don't even know what that is. Is that a guy kissing himself in the mirror with a blonde wig on? What is going on? Is that a throuple? The pie sitter? Seriously, man. Seriously. I'm confused by all this. I'm confused by it all. I don't get it. I mean, I get it, but I don't get it. I just, Huge bitch. Huge bitch. Oh my goodness. So let me tell you this story. This is true. 100% true. So I'm on Plenty of Fish, right? And I'm looking just to talk to some chicks. So I end up talking to this girl, right? I say girl, she's a woman. She's in her 30s. She's 36. So she's younger than me, I like them a little bit younger. No harm, no foul, right? So I end up meeting her online, and we're talking, we're exchanging emails and stuff like that for weeks. And I'm okay with that, just trying to get to know each other, feel each other out. I kind of want to know a little bit about her past and where she comes from, kind of help me know where she's coming from as a person, And I'm in no rush. What the fuck do I care? No rush. So I'm talking to her, whatever. So we had brushed, sideswiped the sex conversations. We kind of started getting in that way, and they were like, and I understood. It's all about comfortability. You know what I'm saying? I'll talk about sex whenever. I don't give a shit. I'm a dude. We'll talk about sex. We talk about whatever, right? So I'm like, I'm hanging out one night, and she sends me an email. And I'm like, oh, I'm home. I check out her email, so I'm reading the email, blah, blah, blah. So she's like, hey, we should, talk on the phone sometime. It would be really great if we could, actually talk on the phone. And I said, yeah, I'm totally for it. At this point, we'd been talking for weeks. I'm comfortable enough to say, hey, let's have a phone conversation. I'm good with that. So she calls me up, and we're talking, and it's totally normal conversation. It's, that whole, you kind of making each other try to laugh a little bit, you know what I'm saying? The whole getting through the awkwardness of the first phone call, right? So we're getting through the awkwardness of the first phone call, and it's all good. I'm thinking to myself, this is a good score, right? This chick's great. She's cool. I'm not going to say what she did for a living, but only because when I tell you the rest of the story, you're going to be like, get the fuck out of here. So anyways, I say goodnight to her. It's like 1:30 in the morning and I'm exhausted. I got to work the next day at my shop. So I fucking bolt out of there and go to bed. Next day comes, I work, whatever. She sends me a text in the middle of the day. She was like, hey, I was just thinking about our conversation last night, blah, 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 how nice it was. I was like, oh, that's good. And I texted her back like, yeah, it was nice, yada, yada, whatever. Because clearly I don't give a fuck. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, whatever. Yeah. At this point, I'm really just trying to slap hams, right? Let's be honest. So anyways, I didn't talk to her again for the rest of the day. Nothing at all. No contact, no communication, nothing. And to be quite honest, I don't fucking care. It's not a big deal. I don't really care. Right? So, excuse me, my lunch, it's killing me. So anyways, I'm sitting at my desk doing like some computer work, some late night work. I don't know, fucking around on the internet or whatever. And my phone starts fucking ringing. So I'm like, okay, this is interesting. Who's calling me this late? So I answer the phone. I'm like, oh, hey, what's up? And it's her. So we're sitting there talking, and she's clearly hammered, right? And when I say hammered, I mean she probably had 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 glasses of red wine too many. Because she's doing that, I'm a little drunk, like every couple of minutes, she's having the flow through, going from a little less drunk to really hammered and a little less drunk to really hammered. And so I know she's borderline, like one more drink and she's, one toke over the line. You know what I mean? So we're sitting there talking on the phone and the conversation turns towards sex. And well, because she's a little drunk, she's loose and she wants to have a conversation about it now. So I was like, all right, whatever. I'll fucking go down that rabbit hole with you. Holy God. Should I have not done that? So during our conversation, we're both on cell phones, and she had said something to me about, she was saying all the right things, right? All the things you want to hear as a guy. And so I'm like, oh yeah, this is exactly where I want to be, right? This is exactly what I want to hear. And then she said something to me, and I don't know what I heard, but I was at this point where I just didn't want to disagree with her, like, because I wanted the conversation to keep going, because I wanted to hear more of what she had to say. She had asked me, like, are you into something? And I must have thought she said something else. I don't know. And I was like, yeah, sure. Yeah, I'm a pretty open-minded guy, whatever, blah, blah, blah. And then she had mentioned it like 2 other times during the conversation. And I'm like, what is she saying? What is she saying? Because she's saying it kind of fast. And she's drunk. And, the phones, they're not the clearest, And, I'm trying to listen to the phone with one hand. I'm just kidding. So anyways, the next time she says it, she's like, and I literally remember this. She's like, it's really cool that you're into ABDL because not many guys are. And it's like really cool that I found you and blah, blah, blah. And I said, okay, that I heard. I don't know what that is. Right. And I better set the record straight before I'm fucking agreeing to doing something that's really messed up. And my spidey senses must have been on like fucking peak overflow right at that moment, because I swear to God, what she told me next, it ruined my faith in humanity again, right? So I'm talking to her, and she goes, I was like, listen, I gotta say to you, excuse me, what was it that you just said? I know you said something to me before. I think I misheard you. Did you just say, what did you say? And she goes, oh, ABDL. And I went, are you saying a word or an acronym? And she goes, no, it's an acronym, ABDL. And I go, oh, I'm sorry. I must have, what does that mean? She goes, adult baby diaper living. You hear this uncomfortable silence? That was me on the other end of the phone trying to fucking figure out what the hell she just said to me. I said, excuse me? What did you just say? She goes, adult baby diaper living. And I went, are you talking about adults wearing diapers? And she's like, yeah. And I went, okay. I'm not quite sure I understand the purpose. Are you talking about because of like incontinence problems or because it's a fetish? And she's like, it's a fetish. And I was like, oh, because I'm going to be honest here. I know this is a horrible thing to say. You want to call me shallow, fuck, whatever. But if a chick had to wear a diaper because of an incontinent problems, I would have a problem being in a relationship with her. I'm sorry. Pooping the pants and me don't work as an adult. And I know that's horrible. I know that's fucking horrible because I know that if I was married to a woman and that happened to her, of course I'd stay with her. But I'm not trying to meet somebody with a colostomy bag or whatever. I don't fucking know. I don't know. I don't know how to answer that because I've never been put in that situation. Right? But I do know one thing. I don't do adults in diapers. So I said to this chick, I go, exactly what the fuck do you mean? And she's like, I'm sorry. Does it offend you or something? And I was like, no, I just don't. I seem to have agreed to be into something that I would never be into. So I need to know for clarity purposes, what do you mean? And she's like, well, I like to, in my spare time, I have a spare bedroom in my home and I like to put on a diaper. And I guess from what she told me, they are custom diapers that they have made for them. They get them bedazzled and everything else. It's fucking weird. But she likes to wear her diaper and go into this spare bedroom. As a full-grown woman, she never had any children. As a full-grown woman, she likes to lay in this, what appears to be an adult-sized, not crib necessarily. The way she described it to me sounds more like a playpen. And she lays in there and acts like a baby. That's right. Acts like a baby. And I said, well, are you a method actor? And she goes, what do you mean? I go, do you shit yourself? And she goes, sometimes I soil my diaper. And I went, okay, I got to go. And she's like, I'm sorry, is it too weird? Is it too weird for you? I go, yeah, it's too fucking weird for me, man. I was like, listen, I don't know what's going on. You're a really good looking woman. But that's an issue for me. I can't do it. Adult baby diaper living. Jesus Christ. And I always thought I was kind of a freak. Because daddy has his things too. But it ain't nothing weird shit like that, dude. I mean, I like shit that's like normal. I grew up reading like Penthouse Forum, I've got the normal stuff. Not some of that stuff. I just thought to myself, like you're 36. I'm not changing your fucking diaper. Do you understand that? I'm not changing your diaper. I don't have children. I don't want one. Not at 36. Not a 36-year-old who just had fucking the fajita plate at Chili's. Taking a fucking, laying some fucking pipe in the old adult diaper. She's fucking logging. She's sawing logs off into the fucking adult diaper after eating a fucking fajita plate at Chili's. No, it's not going to be me. No, but this is the problem. This is how things are. Everybody's a fucking freak, dude. And they're all like, oh, you have to accept me for who I am because blah, blah, blah reasons. Fuck you. Fuck you. It's so weird out there, man. It's weird out there. I don't like it. I don't like it at all. It's weird. Like, all the normal people are gone. And at my age, you either find a chick that's got a bunch of kids or she's fucking cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs. That's what it is. I would love to find someone that just, for whatever reason, missed the train and wants to ride the train. That's not the right way to put that. I don't want a woman that wants to ride the train. Okay. My train with me alone. Just come on my train. Jesus Christ. Yes, I'd like to find a woman that wants to ride the train. Choo choo. Jesus Christ. Oh my goodness. Fuck me. Oh. So stupid. It's just a nightmare. Dating in your 40s is a nightmare. And I made a huge mistake. Like, so I'm in my doctor's office, like, I don't know, last year. I went in for the cardiologist. I said, check this big old pumper. Let's see what she's doing. So I'm in there, and he's got this fucking redhead that works for him. On a scale of 1 to hot, she is outrageous. She's so good looking. She's plain, though. She's not like the kind, she's real, athletic, small body. She doesn't have like big boobs or anything. She's just a normal chick, but I just think there's something about her. It's crazy exciting to me. I don't know what it is. So my fat ass goes in there, and I'm getting, all the tests done. And she's like, come in this room with me for a second. I'm like, yeah, we're going to be alone in this room together. Like, that's really going to matter, right? So we get in the room, and she's like, okay. She's like, I need you to start stripping down because they're going to put diodes all over me, right? So I was like, oh, yeah. And I started laughing, and she started laughing. I pulled my shirt off, right? And she's like, all right, have a seat. And, of course, I'm covered in tattoos. Some of them are offensive to some people, and some of them aren't. So I'm always cautious of that. But and no, none of it's like swastikas or anything. Some of it's like women or whatever, okay? It's nothing crazy. So anyway, she's flirting with me. Not just being nice. I mean, she's flirting with me. We're having a great conversation. Great conversation for like 20, 30 minutes. We're just sitting in there bullshitting, right? And she was telling me how she has like a 9 or a 10-year-old. And I was like, no way. This girl, she's beautiful. You know what I mean? Like, and for some reason, while I'm talking to her, not fucking thinking, I said, I don't like kids. What I meant to say was I don't think I could raise babies because I don't know if I have the patience and tolerance for it, because I have been known to have a quick temper, and I don't ever want to, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't want to rage because a baby cried too much. You know what I'm saying? So like, it's a self-doubt thing. If they were my own children, I probably would have no problem in the world with it. But since I've never been in that situation, I don't know. But when I said it to her, I said I don't like children, and she has children, and then I was like, all of a sudden it was cold water, dude. I'm like, oh God, there's this total fucking babe who was just flirting with me, and I literally just walked off the plank all by myself. I like walked to the end of the plank, and I was like, bye. Stupid fuck. She walked out of the room. She was so cool, so nice. I mean, she never led on to that. But I could tell right away that when I said that, I could see a shiver go down her spine, like, oh fuck, I'm hitting on this guy. He don't like kids. This fucking mongrel with his shirt off in front of me, covered in tattoos and regret. Oh fuck. I'm gonna be one of those old people that sits on a wall. It won't be shopping malls anymore. It'll be something else where people go to gather. And I'm going to be that old guy that sits there and eats ice cream cones and stares at people. When they come over to me, I'll be like, fuck you. I'm grumpy old man. Kiss my ass. So I'm already a grumpy old man. Just ask anybody that knows me. They're like, God damn, he's always in a bad mood. I'm not. I'm in a good mood most of the time, in fact. Oh, gravy. Anyways. Oh, shit. Dating in your 40s. Don't do it. I recommend against it. I recommend against it strongly. And the reason that I recommend against it strongly is only because of the absolute disaster that it is. It's not good. It's really not good. Don't go to these places like eHarmony and OkCupid, or what was the other one? Yeah, it was OkCupid. I don't even know what the fuck's going on that website. They got some issues. So, anyways, dating in your 40s, the minefield for all who are single at this point in their life. All right, lads and ladies. I'm Mike, this Con Zero. And we are, right now, anyways, out of here.